I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Fargo series. This is episode 2 of season 5 and it is called Trials and Tribulations. Last episode. It was an amazing first episode. Like I said, it had elements to it which actually reminded me of the film Long Kiss Goodnight. Now obviously we don't know exactly who this woman is yet, but she proved herself to be resourceful from the very first scene when she didn't panic in the chaos of a fight in the parent-teacher conference thing, and then her ability with a taser, her ability to evade capture, and then her use of the ice cube bags, the ice skate, all of that shit. I mean, if they are trying to point us to the direction that this woman is in some way had a history which makes her capable of doing this shit, they did a brilliant job. If she just turns out to be a housewife or something, it will actually make the first episode somewhat confusing. So I'm expecting there to be a reveal that she has at least done something in her past, some sort of survival shit, if not military or police or something. And because we were following her story, it also brought into it the two interesting characters this season who are like the hitmen, quite easy to identify already because we've got the guy with the kilt and now the other dude has had his face and head burned, so they'll both be easy to spot this season, I assume. And that scene was almost like a throwback to the movie. I feel like once every season they do a direct nod to the Fargo movie, and obviously these two guys coming in a house for a lone female and capturing her is literally the first Fargo film. So yes, also reminiscent of the Fargo movie, but still very unique and original with what transpired within the scene. And it also introduced us to her husband's family, a very powerful secondary family who seem to be powerful through either politics or business maybe, but one way or another, this woman seems to be well known and very rich. And as I said last episode, there was a weird organ cue when they established the outside of that house, which literally made me think of vampire films. And because I know that Fargo has one weird element every season, I'm still putting all my chips on number 37 on the roulette table, vampires. If I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up, but there we go, I've made my little bet. Also interesting to note that when they found out that the wife had been kidnapped, that powerful woman instantaneously assumed that they were kidnapped to bribe or blackmail her, and she said straight away, as if they think I'm gonna pay out a lot of money for a low-level kidnappee, something along those lines, but basically shat on her own son's wife in front of her son. So it shows instantaneously the power dynamics of his family and that he's nothing like the rest of them seemingly, except from the other dude who was in that room feeding the dog scraps. I'm sure he's gonna be a nice guy. They can't make him not nice after introducing us to him feeding a dog. And yeah, then the wife, after doing the most amazing series of ninja moves possible to escape that supermarket scenario, just walks home like nothing's happened. And what gave me vibes about the Long Kiss Goodnight was that she was playing it down to her husband. She lied about the home invasion and she lied about where she'd been. Why would she want to suppress the fact random people were trying to attack her? Absolutely no idea, but this shit has me instantly hooked, so I cannot wait to see what happens this week. This is Trials and Tribulations, episode 2. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it.
I was sheriff of this county when I was 25.
So we're getting introduced to a sheriff character. Is this still Fargo? It doesn't look like Fargo.
Working the land through times flush and fallow.
The cinematography in this show is the best cinematography of any show ever at this point. Seriously, look at this shit. Another shot in a row. Like every single choice they make for the framing of these landscapes and stuff is exceptional. I do not know who the DOP of this show is, but he literally deserves all the praise in the world.
He only raises his hand to her when she forgets her place and acts the man, and then only for instruction.
Is this, what's his name? John Hamm. I know a lot of people would know this actor straight away, but I've only ever seen him in one thing before, Black Mirror. I've never watched Mad Men or anything like that. Is it the same guy? It looks kind of like him. Has this guy been abusing her?
Don't hurt him. We got 3 boys who need a daddy.
Okay.
Right, so that's where she got her bruises and shit then, off the husband.
Look at Dick Cheese. I know you.
Oh, shit!
Quiet.
Straight away with the coffee, man, that would have sucked. That's what he gets for getting rude straight away. I mean, the guy was nice enough to get him out of the chokehold.
Cater to his needs as a man with your mouth in order to sow harmony. I'll come by in the morning and see if the lesson's stuck.
Did he just advise her to talk to him nicely or suck his cock?
Never do you mention she is for real a tiger.
Okay, first of all, this guy now doesn't sound Scottish or Irish, and second of all, he's been hired by a sheriff? What the fuck?
That's a different guy. Cost just 3 times.
Did they take her, the police?
No idea what accent this guy's doing. I'm usually quite good at placing it. Is it another Eastern European accent? Like a Russian or something?
She's my wife.
Don't tell him shit. I already said I can handle this. We know where she lives now. We're aliens.
Did he just say she was his wife?
See, she hid from me 9-10 years until the debt could no longer be paid with money.
This is such an interesting setup.
If a man is pure, his actions are only ever good.
This sheriff must be a real piece of work if he's coming after this woman after all this time still. That seems so petty.
Go on with Gator, he'll get you paid.
Dad.
Original plus pain and suffering.
Yeah, of course.
This guy seemed so badass when we first saw him in episode 1. He's came back here with his tail tucked right between his legs, man.
A man is grateful.
Wow, she didn't just beat them in the fight, she took their balls.
You coming up snake eyes and all. Her being such a tiny bird, which it used to be dinosaurs.
Yeah, there did used to be dinosaurs. Why are you saying that like humans had any part in killing them all? Primitive cavemen wouldn't have been able to take down a fucking T-Rex. Oh, wow. He was ready for the double cross. Now, this guy might have came back a bit scared and demotivated, but he certainly looks like he can handle himself. That was some ninja shit. I'm pleased that hitman got away there. Fuck them for trying to double cross him and not pay him.
A bad day. Yeah. Left the house a mess. Last I checked.
What the fuck? Seriously, why isn't she telling the truth? I know I'll get answers to all these questions, but it's still frustrating not to know right now.
But what I'm dealing with is the fact that the blood on your entry floor is different than the blood type we have on record for you. Records? Those...
Now she's trying to literally explain away 2 different blood types. It's not generally as easy as this.
Then there's the hair DNA from the balaclava on your boudoir. Told you I bought that secondhand.
Oh, she's got all bases covered.
I'm not ashamed to say I panicked, but, you know, Dot's home, and that's all that matters.
She certainly picked herself a different husband from the first one.
If there's a form or something I can sign to, you know, drop the charges.
Beautiful Lady Cop was not impressed with his level of blind faith there.
I mean, she's not listening to me.
Danish Graves is our attorney, so if you need to contact us again, which you shouldn't.
I'm sure she has her reasons, so if she doesn't want to talk to the police about it, fuck them. I'm on this woman's side.
Bullshit. You saw the police report. Something's fishy here.
Even Vampire Lady knows this shit doesn't add up.
Pretty thin for sure. Just a birth certificate, few school records, previous addresses.
Well, it's too good to be true now, I'm thinking.
Sounds too good to be true. It sounds like her files have been covered up on a government level.
If this deal's for real, and they got a notion to take what's mine, we need to nip it in the bud.
Well, she is paranoid, but she also seems way smarter than I gave her credit for in episode 1.
To have and to hold. For richer and poorer. And that's a debt we're gonna collect.
Everybody's putting strange, moneyless debts on this woman's head right now. So the evil sheriff's coming to collect a debt, and also this vampire lady. So I think it's gonna lead to a head-on collision between a sheriff and a vampire. I'm just calling a vampire lady straight away now. That bitch is a vampire. Even if this show doesn't have vampires in it. Trust me, she always was. Noah Hawley just chose not to explore it. This guy is incredibly lucky he never got killed. The other 2 just got shot straight up. I don't know why the hitman chose to leave this one alive. He's the one that double-crossed him.
Goes by Dorothy Lyon now. Lives in a suburb outside the Twin Cities.
Married, you said?
Also, I've just realised that's Steve the Hare Harrington from Stranger Things, isn't it? That's cool, man. This has got a good little cast shaping up this season. That's why he wasn't instantly shot. That Stranger Things pool, motherfucker. Oh, my character dies episode 2. You're gonna have to rewrite that shit.
Hard day at the office.
Like the sign says, he's a hard man for hard times, and by he, I mean me.
I knew that was how this guy was gonna rationalise why he is the way he is.
There is no one on God's green earth who is a greater enforcer of the laws of this land than Roy Tillman.
Why do I feel like there's a but here?
But
How is he able to get away with this? Is he on native reservation land or something?
why don't you go and do your chores?
Oh, do your chores. That must actually be his son then. I knew he was gonna do this. Don't know who this guy is or where the lawless land is he governs, but you know, you gotta respect him a little bit.
Now, what is it you wanted to discuss?
Well, like I said, we're new in town.
Has he got 2 pierced nipples? What a strange character choice.
It is illegal to keep an elk in a sandbox in your own backyard, shit you not.
There are many dumb as fuck laws. Touche.
If you'll excuse me, I have some justice to administer. You can see yourself out.
It's an interesting character. I just wonder how he would genuinely actually be able to get away with any of this. Or is there an example of someone being able to get away with just interpreting the law as the local sheriff and administering it as they interpret it rather than as it's written?
Yeah. Your tea selection is atrocious.
How did you get in here?
She turned into a bat and slipped through the letterbox.
Of course I have a key. It's my son's house.
Nice cover story.
Maybe she wants to show you her dolls.
I don't have dolls, Nana. I like ninjas.
Did she just say she liked ninjas? Fucking yes, mate. Welcome to the gang.
Well, I guess with you, when it rains, it pours.
That's...
You can kind of see, joking aside, this rich woman's point of view. You know, it's a new woman who's married into the family and then mysteriously was kidnapped and then all of a sudden wasn't. You'd be like, what is this exactly? And you would, a certain part of you, when you reach a certain level of wealth, I'm assuming, would just always assume the worst because people are always coming for your money.
Or somebody came for you and you got away, and now you're lying about it.
Damn, she saw through you instantaneously.
I wanted a girl with papers, but my Wayne always liked a sassy thing with a tight caboose, so here you are.
Well, at least she's complimented her arse.
So what if I do got a screw loose? Stressing the like?
I think she does have a bit of a screw loose. Like I said, it would not surprise me if she was a direct relation of Peggy.
Revocation of the trust. And cut you both out of the will, see if that moves the marker.
That is such a fucked up statement when you think about it. Like, testing to see if her son values money over love. Like, it's so shallow and horrible.
I've climbed through 6 kinds of hell to get where I am.
I believe her. I want to know what she's crawled through, but I completely believe what she's saying.
Nobody takes what's mine and lives.
Holy shit! I wasn't expecting her to threaten her life. Who is this woman?
Jerome, we're leaving.
Even she looks absolutely shocked by that. She doesn't know how to respond.
Maybe think about getting some iron into your diet. You look like a corpse.
No. You can't say she's got a tight, nice ass and then take it to a corpse comment later. You had to double down. You should have went back to the ass. You should have went, well, I say tight ass, not so tight anymore. You know, take it that level. Make her think about things. Women are insecure. Develop her trauma. God, that's so horrific. Don't ever do that, anyone. The things I say to try and get a laugh out of people.
The bell peppers you like? And then you can help Mom do some kind of craft project.
The thing that I kind of don't like about her now is, it seemed like she dropped her mask momentarily when she was speaking to the mother, which also makes me now think that the entire rest of the time, all this other shit is her pretending to be this nice. And I hope that's not the case, obviously. Maybe she's just got that side in her where she can switch like that, but it genuinely seemed like it was more of a, I'll show her who I really am kind of moment. Also, I thought she said she was going to help her with a craft project. These guys are making the traps that Nancy made at the end of A Nightmare on Elm Street to deal with a dream demon.
You ready?
Yeah. Whoa.
This is my house. I have to defend it. I'm not going to be impressed unless she goes into her brother's room and frees his pet tarantula.
Can we do my room next?
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
I do love the fact she's made it into a happy mother-daughter activity though.
Actually, Phil, I'm gonna have to call you back. All right.
Yeah, you don't stay on the line when Captain Birdseye shows up.
Something fishy about that.
Full low tide, if you ask me. It's like the dog's breath.
And another thing I'll say about her, not only has she shown herself to be way smarter than I assumed in episode 1, but also that she pays attention to things that initially it might seem that she doesn't give a fuck about. She is paying a lot of attention to this situation, whereas in episode 1 she kind of seemed nonchalant about the whole son's wife, all of it.
Female present who matches Dot.
Get your head out of your ass, kid.
Dot. So this woman's called Dorothy, like the Wizard of Oz. That should be easy enough to remember. I'm gonna try my best. Otherwise she's gonna be competent lady ninja trap woman. It's gonna be a long title. It's gonna be like when someone announces their name in Game of Thrones by season 8.
My son needs a slap, and I'm not there to give it to him. So as my attorney, I authorize you to knock his fucking block off.
What? That's fucking unnecessary. I do think it'd toughen him up a bit though. He does seem a bit weak sauce.
No. Wait a minute. Huh?
If I was in the trenches next to a dude, I'd want to be in the trenches next to a dude who'd been slapped in the fucking face before. Do you know what I mean?
I wanted to ask you some questions about events that transpired last night.
You and everybody else.
Well, sir, I think I might have a piece of your puzzle.
Well, this guy's gonna throw Dot's claim theory right out the fucking window, surely.
Burned the other fella's face pretty bad.
Sounds like my girl. Rambo, basically. Or the other fella.
Rambo, MacGyver, John Wick, Neo, Harry Potter, pick one. This is a magical bullet slowing down type bitch.
This job will grind you down, you take it too personal.
What can I say? I like being on the right side of a gunfight.
The sideburn lines that he has done into his hair design amplify the douchebag level by about 2 million.
Darn it, you deleted the victim, her photo.
Yeah, me and technology don't see eye to eye.
So he's basically here to try and cover up evidence of it as well. So these sheriff people are actually going to help her cover up who her true identity is while they're on the hunt for her.
Says nobody broke in, says she wasn't taken, just went for a wander for 10 hours and then came home and cooked breakfast.
Sounds legit.
I ain't in the service industry. I'm in the kicking ass and taking names business.
Oh, and the vape after he said it. Wow.
You do have a nice day.
The backwards sunglasses on the hat. I mean, oh my god, he's been designed to be the ultimate fucking douche. And here I am, with a vape, backward hat, you know, I might as well put it forward, put glasses. I get it, alright? But I don't have the fucking lines, okay? I'm at least only 66% of the douchebag that this guy is.
The heck?
Yeah, about that. She could have just theoretically killed her own husband walking into a house full of booby traps without just sending him a little text first, like, you know, just a heads up. Got a little bit of a sledgehammer Reno at the front door.
We couldn't afford a good one, so... What the heck is that? Oh no, hon, I wouldn't touch that. It's electrified.
I too value a sledgehammer over an alarm. If you believe in the alarm over the sledgehammer still, you did not see what happened to Airhorn guy last episode.
How about you go upstairs and watch some cartoons on your Samsung?
What a buzzkill, man. Let her finish making the spiked bat.
I saw her too. But don't worry. I think we came to an understanding.
She said that, or?
I do not know what to make of her right now, but I believe she thought she was going to be able to say that to the mum, and that would just make her back the fuck off. But the mum is also more resilient and can take something like that, I guess, better than she anticipated, because she has not backed down.
The car was here the whole time.
Walking, I said, or I...
Listen, I believe you. I'm not the one you got.
I feel so bad for this woman. Whatever she's been through, she clearly just wants to fucking leave it behind and live a normal life. And now all the people in a normal life are not letting her leave it behind.
Why is there a sledgehammer in the vestibule? And how come Scotty's making a zombie killer?
Now the guy does raise two legitimate questions there, but allow them their mother and daughter arts and crafts time.
Society's breaking down here, the social structure. What side you're on, whether you're for or against.
If I was her, I wouldn't have took this route of defence. I would have said, you know what, recently I've been getting into a lot of survival things and stuff, and I thought it would be cool for me and the daughter to have a bit of bonding time. Plus, she was a bit worried after the situation the other day, so I thought, you know what, I'll cheer her up and make her feel at ease. We'll build some survival tools with these things I've been checking out recently. For her to argue that society is on the verge of collapse, and that's why, just makes her come across like an extreme paranoid schizophrenic.
Not saying that we should build a bunker or stockpile long guns.
What made that sentence so hilarious was the specific choice of long guns.
Now you're thinking, a gun is a great idea. We should get a shotgun and maybe a pistol for the bedroom. You're such a gentle guy.
Yeah.
I know how hard this is.
I genuinely hope she's not manipulating him. I hope she loves him at least. She's certainly lying to him, which is manipulation, I guess, but I hope it's not all just a complete lie.
That's what it is.
Here's your gun, too.
Oh shit, they haven't really answered any questions this episode. They established who'd sent the hitmen at least, the sheriff, and the fact that she's still technically married to this sheriff who lives in a lawless place, but aside from that they've gave us nothing. I am just still full of questions. Don't really know much about this guy yet, other than he's got a semi-decent rear naked choke. If he'd have done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he would have put the guy out in like 3 seconds, but considering he's just, you know, low-level police, he did alright. He got it to a restraining level of choke. Oh, shit! Well, no, it doesn't matter how good his fucking chokehold is, you can die, mate. This hitman is on the warpath.
Spicy kind.
Better keep those windows down.
Steve the Hale Harrington needs to get the spiked bat from the other lady's house if he's to stand any chance.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
His reaction to noticing the body there was great. I wonder why the hitman never chose to kill him as well. Oh, maybe that's why, because he wants his fucking money. Has that guy got LOL tattooed on his arm? Oh my god, how much of a dipshit are they designing this character to be? Wow. Okay, and that was episode 2 of season 5 of Fargo, Trials and Tribulations, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Trials and Tribulations, what did I think of that? Another brilliant episode. I'm loving this season so far. All the elements they're setting up. First of all, they showed the mother, the rich mother of the husband, to be very resourceful, way smarter than I thought last episode, and she was instantly on the case and knew something was up. Not that everyone doesn't know something is up, from the husband to the beautiful lady cop. They all know there is something very wrong with this woman's story, so it's not like she's being some super sleuth figuring that out, but it is interesting that she instantly figured out, okay, we'll separate them, we'll speak to them both separately. You know, she's on the case, because at the end of the day she is invested just in the slim chance that there is some sort of kidnapping fraud scam going on here. This woman is obviously a student of the last 4 seasons of Fargo and the movie which inspired them, because she ain't falling for this shit. But yeah, then we meet, I think it's John Hamm playing him, this sheriff, in another place. It doesn't seem like it's Fargo, and it instantly establishes him as a guy that basically determines his version of the law, and apparently that's okay, and the only people that can kick him out are the governor of the county, and the governor likes the way he runs, so he's just allowed to run it like that. Instantly unique character, which makes me wonder if it's based on anyone, or if there's any place right now where someone's just allowed to interpret the law at their will in a county. It doesn't seem like something that anybody would let run, but maybe it is. So yeah, that's the only real bit of extra information we get about Dot this episode, other than I know that her name is Dot, Dorothy. Dot, got it, right? Okay, she's the lead character and her name is Dot. I'm doing well. This is episode 2. I've want to pat myself on the fucking back right now. But yeah, we find out that she is technically, or at least the sheriff claims, she is technically still married to him. So I do not know why she would have ran away from him. Well, obviously he seems like a bit of a psychopath with his nipple rings and all that. Not that nipple rings make you a psychopath, they just enhance his psychopathicness. A psychopath is always slightly more psychopathic with nipple rings, even though nipple rings aren't inherently psychopathic to wear. Gotta keep all my nipple ring viewers on side. And that hitman just had a bit of a roller coaster ride within my perception of him this episode, because he initially came back with his tail between his legs, very respectful, head down, knew he'd failed, and admitted that she was more ferocious than he'd given her credit for, and wanted payment, but also said that if he was to go back it would have to be 3 times what he'd been paid, because he didn't realise she was going to be a force of nature. There was me interpreting all that as him not sort of being as formidable as I first thought, and just a bit of a bitch, but in actuality, thinking about it now, it was just a guy that had failed his mission and came back with a certain level of respectfulness still to his employer, and humility due to the fact the job wasn't completed successfully, even though he'd been given incorrect information as to the lethality of his target. That's how I interpret it now, because we soon learned he wasn't any type of bitch, because as soon as they tried to double cross him round the back, he quick switched on that assassin shit and disarmed the first guy, shot the other 2, got out of there, and then that final scene we saw him catch back up to the police cruiser at the petrol station just to stab another one to remind the guy he let live that he owes him money. This guy is the most formidable guy of all time, only being rivaled by Dot at this point. Side note, it's almost tragic that throughout the seasons they've killed off these assassins, because think of the Avengers Assemble level assassin season we could have had if they'd have brought back like Lorne Malvo and Wrench and Mimo and shit from season 3. Man, you could have had an incredible lineup of killers by season 5. And then we got the Nightmare on Elm Street / Home Alone sequence where she had her daughter help her build traps to build around the entire house. I'm assuming this is a temporary precaution and they're going to buy the firearms they were talking about so they don't constantly have to try and pour water from an electrified sink. But, you know, if she expects another attack, whether or not she's being honest about it, she's trying to protect her family, and building fail-safes all around the house is one way to do it. But yeah, they were certainly deadly traps. It's not no Macaulay Culkin micro machine shit, is it? She's literally got things electrified at deadly voltages, she's got a sledgehammer set up, broken glass, she's trying to do some serious harm for anybody that comes into this household. And it seems like it might be the deputies that the sheriff has sent over there, because in that later scene with the guy in the hospital bed and police cop lady, he got the information that she was still in town and back home. So if they try and go for her at her home just now, they are going to have one hell of a rude awakening, and I will love to hear how she spins this shit to the police that nothing ever happened, and I will love to hear how she tries to excuse this shit to the police. Oh yeah, everyone puts glass on their front door. What, you've never had electrified coffee before? Get out of my house. Not through that door. Genuinely, I'm loving this season so far. Can't wait to get more information about this woman's backstory. It's such a mystery, but also interesting in the present, and all the characters they're setting up so far are great. I hope this season continues on its trajectory, because it feels like seasons 1, 2 and 3 to me, and that's a great thing. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.